Hi, welcome to Faith Streams. I'm Rissa Kawpeng. One day, a tiny spark was ejected from a blazing fire. It was scary and cold to be alone as he watched the bonfire from afar, blazing brightly. The spark wanted so much to return to the fire where he belonged. There he was safe and secure in a big blaze, protected from being snuffed out by a puff of wind or a splash of water. But try as he might, the little spark couldn't find his way back to his bonfire. All alone, he knew he had to fend for himself. He hid from the wind. He took shelter from the rain. He lodged himself under shade and shadow where he could keep his flicker alive. He finally took shelter underneath a clay jar. The temperature dropped as the night progressed. The spark could feel his life ebbing away. He grew cold as the last of his embers smoldered. His time was short. But with the last ounce of faith and breath he had, the spark prayed, "Lord, my situation looks bleak, but I still believe that a bruised reed you shall not break, a smoldering wick you shall not quench, until you lead justice to victory." As the spark drifted into unconsciousness, the grubby hand of a warrior thrust an unlit torch dripping with fuel into the clay jar. In a split second, dampness and darkness fled as the tiny spark burst into a billion embers. The tiny spark was jolted into a fiery flame. He was alive! The spark reveled at his brightness. But after a while, he realized his light was of no use to anyone because he was still inside the clay jar. "Lord, use me," he prayed. And just as the prayer escaped his lips, he heard the deafening blare of hundreds of trumpets and men shouting at the top of their voices. Then the warrior broke the jar that contained the flame, and his light pierced the night in all his glory. The spark, who was now a blazing torch, watched in awe as he saw hundreds of others like him in the hands of warriors looking on at their enemies. They didn't even have to wield their weapons because the sound of the trumpets and the victorious shout and the light of the torches sent the enemy's army into panic. That day, they won the battle without having to fight their foes. This is the story of the Bible version of Gideon in Judges 7. You can look it up. Do you feel like your fire is about to die? Or maybe you're ablaze but you don't feel like your light is making a difference? Don't lose hope. Keep the faith, even when things look bleak. Because you have a spark in you that can set a torch ablaze. You have a gift that the world has yet to see. You have a God who holds your life in His mighty hands. The darker the world gets, the more it needs light. Isaiah 60 encourages us with these words, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. See, darkness covers the earth, and thick darkness is over the peoples. But the Lord rises upon you, and His glory appears over you."